like Jokic with the rock. You physically couldn't hold me, I don't care if you're pushing 40. You can never little bro me. Euro step like Ginobili, from young OG to the OG. From nosebleeds to floor seats, circle stronger than Cuban links. My gold dance, your gold plated. You verse me, now that's a reach. We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? We ready, been ready, I waited, my turn, on God, hell steady, I keep dropping back to back.
Everyone, it's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the performance review of the Serious Player Only Ranger 1. So without further ado, let's check them out. Alright, so getting things started on the performance review on this model right here from Serious Player Only. Now, as far as the traction pattern goes right here, as you can see, they do kind of have a tire tread inspired traction pattern, and when you bend your foot within this shoe, the traction pattern kind of adapts to the floor and your foot movements. And the way this performs on clean or dirty floors, it does not matter. This is a tried and true traction pattern, and they perform amazing. Very good on hard lateral cuts or linear movements, and they have a very loud squeak. It's a very nice traction pattern. I played on the cleanest of clean floors and some of the nastiest floors where this outsole was just caked with dust, and these perform the same no matter what as far as the traction goes. I really enjoyed my time in this basketball shoe. I actually think that you could bring these outdoors because the grooves are pretty deep and the overall rubber compound is actually pretty firm to the touch as well. So overall, a very nice setup from Serious Player Only, but I'm really not surprised because all of their models so far, they've really focused on having a very solid traction setup, and that's why these are going to score basically a perfect 9.5 out of 10. Now, as far as the cushioning goes on this shoe right here, obviously all of their shoes are adaptable to the drop-in midsoles that they do offer. They do have 4 drop-in midsoles, and on this model right here, right from the jump, they offer their best drop-in midsole in my opinion, the explosive drop-in midsole. It's basically similar to Boost. It's an eTPU style foam. It's very springy underfoot, so you get a ton of impact protection at the back of the shoe. And then in the forefoot, they are very tapered and very thin, so you get great court feel on the Ranger 1 with the explosive drop-in midsole. At the top, you do have the liner. The red portions are kind of like a grippy material. Same thing goes with the pods at the bottom. They are more of like a grip, so when you do slide this in the shoe, it is not moving around within the Ranger 1, and just a very plush setup underfoot. Again, a ton of impact protection at the back of the shoe, and then a lot thinner in the forefoot. They also have these sidewalls which kind of cradles your foot, so a very nice setup. And this setup right here on their website, I believe, is $40 or $50, so keep that in mind. Obviously, this is their most expensive shoe right now, coming in at $190, but you are also getting their best cushion setup with the explosive drop-in midsole. So as far as the cushioning goes, you also get this EVA foam on the outside, and it's very soft, so you actually get some nice compression here at the back of the shoe, wrapping all the way to the front here and on the medial side. So EVA foam on the outside, this eTPU style foam drop-in midsole here within the shoe, and it's just an overall very nice ride here on the Ranger 1, and that's why these are going to score a 9.5 out of 10. As far as the fit goes on this model right here, now in all of my Serious Player Only shoes so far, I've gone with a US size 11. The Serious Player Only Player 1 Plus I find to fit very snug on foot, similar to the Kobe Protros. Now in this model right here, this is more wide foot friendly in my opinion. As you see right here, it doesn't taper in too much in the forefoot. And just overall, I think it's a very nice and form-fitting shoe. My toe is seated basically at the end of the shoe right here, and it's a very snug one-to-one fit here in the Ranger 1. Really no complaints at all. I really enjoyed my time in this shoe as far as the fit goes, and this material breaks in very nicely. The more you play in it, it does form to your foot. So as far as the fit goes, I'm gonna have to give these a very nice 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed my time in the Ranger 1. Now, as far as the materials go on this shoe right here, obviously this is their most expensive shoe, coming in at $190. But what you're getting for the upper on the material here, you are getting this suede material wrapping around the back in black, and then more of that suede in yellow wrapping all the way around this shoe right here. It is a very nice grade of material, and I'm very happy they use these raw old school materials because they do form to your foot the more you play in them, similar to leather, and I really like it. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is the breathability within this shoe. You're really only getting breathability out of the tongue right here. There are a ton of perforations on the tongue, but the top of the tongue does have more of that suede material. The material that I like the least on this shoe is this kind of plasticky material here at the toe box. I do think if they did offer kind of like a tumbled leather toe box coupled with this suede material, it would have been an overall nicer look. But all things considered, the bulk of this shoe does have a very nice material here. Sound off in the comments what you guys think. Again, you do get some perforations right here on the medial side, but I really enjoyed my time in these because it did remind me of the old school 90s basketball shoes that just form to your foot over time with wearing them with those suedes, nubucks, and leathers. And that's what you're getting here in the Ranger 1. So as far as the materials go, I'm gonna give them a very solid 9 out of 10. One thing I would have liked to seen is just a nice material here at the toe box, but that does not hamper the performance at all because the overall performance as far as this upper goes is very nice on foot. As far as the weight goes on the Ranger 1, again, this is a US size 11, and these come in at 16.25 ounces, so a little bit heavier than average on my US size 10.5 or 11. But once you have these on foot, it's really a non-issue. They don't feel heavy at all once you are playing in them. Now, a standout feature on this shoe right here is actually the support, because starting at the back of the shoe, you have a very rigid internal TPU heel counter, which does a great job of locking your foot in the back of this basketball shoe and keeping everything snug within inside. Moving your way down from that, the obvious elephant in the room is this midsole. A very chunky midsole here, this EVA foam running throughout, and you're actually seated housed within that drop-in midsole and this midsole right here. So on any hard lateral cuts, this is really doing an amazing job of harnessing your foot within the side of the shoe. Obviously, you need to have your proper size and tie the shoe down very snug, but for me, I didn't have any issues as far as spilling over the side of this basketball shoe right here. And then obviously you have a very wide and stable base with the most aggressive outrigger I do think that I've ever seen within a basketball shoe. You can see it does jut out quite far, and it just has that crazy kind of 3D looking design pattern here on the midsole, and that does a great job of preventing your foot from spilling over or teetering over, and spraining your ankle here in the Ranger 1. You also have a fork style shank plate right here. It is exposed. It does get pretty banged up while you're playing in it, but that does not hamper the performance at all. Basically a full length spring plate at the bottom of the shoe. It has crazy torsional rigidity while maintaining nice forefoot flex in the forefoot of the Ranger 1. So all things considered, this is a very supportive basketball shoe and a very fun shoe to play in, and one of the loudest shoes on the market as far as colorways and the overall design features here. So as far as the support goes, these are going to get a very solid 9.5 out of 10. Really quickly, I wanted to talk about the aesthetics of this shoe. Now, obviously, this is a very loud design as far as the colorway and just the overall design features. So they were going for a futuristic look right here, kind of like a design of the Cybertruck, but for your feet. Obviously, right here, you can see it says Ranger in kind of that Cybertruck-like print right here. On the lateral side, you have the SPO logo, and just an overall really crazy looking basketball shoe in my opinion. Sound off in the comments what you guys think of it. But as far as the performance goes, as we've come to know and love from Serious Player Only, they are a performance based shoe line. Everything that they put out, as far as I'm concerned, has been a very nice hit, minus their first shoe, you know, that did take some time to kind of update things on their future models, but everything that they have been bringing out lately has been an absolute performance beast on court, and it's no different here with the Ranger 1. So that's going to do it for today's performance review on the Serious Player Only Ranger 1. Sound off in the comments what you guys think of this basketball shoe. Have you tried them out yet? And have you tried out any of their shoes on the market thus far? I know they are updating some things within their line as far as the drop-in midsoles, and some new shoes are coming to the market here later in 2024. But if you haven't tried these out yet, I highly recommend it. But as I mentioned, that's going to do it for today's performance review on the Ranger 1. As always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that definitely helps the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time.